Hi, welcome back to another Celltomic video, and today we'll be covering on quadratic formula. If you have not watched how to solve quadratic equations using the completing square method, I highly encourage you to go watch that video first before you move on to this video. So, in this video, we'll be learning how to use the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. And just by the name, we know that we're going to utilize a formula to solve quadratic equations. So, the formula looks something like that. We have x equals to negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So what do these alphabets represent? The alphabets represent the coefficient of the different x components. So what does this mean? So A is for x squared, B is for x, and C is for all non-x values. Okay, let's look at an example to see how this is done. So we have an example which is 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. I've also placed the formula on the right hand side so we can see what the formula is. So before we begin, we're going to write out our coefficients. So A, which is x squared, has a coefficient of 2. B, which is the coefficient of x, is 6. And C, the non-x value term, is 4. So now we're going to place these values into the equation. So x equals to negative b, which is negative 6, plus minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. So this should give us equals to negative 6 plus minus square root 36 minus 32 over 4, which is equals to negative 6 plus minus square root 4 over 4. So since this is a quadratic equation, we expect to get two answers. So how do we split this into two different answers? So this is how we do it. So remember that we have this sign, this plus minus sign. We're going to split it this way. One of our x value answer will be x equals to negative 6 plus square root 4 over 4, or another answer would be x equals to negative 6 minus square root 4 over 4. So now let's solve. So for the top one, this equals to negative 6 plus 2 over 4, and this would give us negative 1. In this case, this is equals to negative 6 minus 2 over 4. So this will give us answer of negative 2. And that's how you solve the quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So we can see that it's actually a very easy process. As long as we place in the correct coefficients, we are able to find the answer very easily. So before we go on to more examples, we're going to take a closer look at the formula, especially the square root part. So the square root part has this b squared minus 4ac. This b squared minus 4ac is a very unique thing. When the value of b squared minus 4ac is larger than 0, this means that there will be two unique solutions. Two unique solutions meaning we're going to have two answers. So if I draw a graph, it will look something like that. We have 2 points in red. So the red ones are our answer. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, you realize that we only have one answer. So if I were to draw it in a graph, this would mean that the graph touches at one point only, just once. So we only have one answer if b squared minus 4ac is equals to 0. If b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, if we were to draw a graph, this means that there are no solutions for this particular graph. So this is how we can tell whether we're going to get just one solution or two solutions or no solutions at all just by looking at the value of b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so let's move on to more examples. So in this example, we have 3x squared minus 12x minus 7. So you can give it a try. You can try it first before I show you the solutions. So first things first, we are going to write what a, b, and c are. So a is 3, b is negative 12 because there's a negative sign here. So this means that c will also be negative 7 because of the negative sign here. So we're going to place this in our formula. So x equals to negative b. So it's negative 12 plus minus square root negative 12, which is b squared, minus 4ac over 2a. So if we do, now we're going to simplify this. So we have 12 plus minus square root 144 plus 84 over 6. And now we're going to split our answers. So we're going to split. So I'm going to do the plus 1 in green here. So x equals to 12 plus square root 228 over 6. And the other one, I'm going to use red, is x equals to 12 minus square root 228 over 6. So by using the calculator, we should get x equals to, I'm going to use the 3SF, 4.52, or x equals to negative 0.517. And that's our answer for this particular question. So moving on to the last example, you can try it first. Okay, first things first, we're going to write the a, b, and c. So a is 4, b is 8, and c is negative 9. So plot everything down into the equation. So x equals to negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I'm going to solve this now. So it's negative 8 plus minus square root 64 plus 144 over 8. So as usual, I'm going to split it. X equals to negative 8 plus square root 208 over 8, or x equals to negative 8 minus square root 208 over 8. And after that, we're going to use our calculator to solve this. We should get x equals to 0.803, or x equals to negative 2.80. So that's our final answer for this question. So that's all we have for today, and that's our solving quadratic equation series. Hope that you actually like it, and remember to check out the completing a square method to find out another way to solve quadratic equations. And remember to always stay curious.